very excited for this conversation. Klabin is one of just 11 AAA list companies globally, and the only in Latin America, which means an A grade on climate change, forests, and water security. And so really a perfect company to have on the stage as we talk about nature in Latin America. And also a perfect company to talk about the importance of sustainability reporting beyond a tick box exercise. We know for some, CDP may appear something that needs to be done as part of a sustainability agenda, but may not be recouping or understanding the value that that exercise creates. However, for companies like Klabin who use this data and understand the importance of this data towards managing risk and taking advantage of opportunity, this data can be a critical management tool, but also arm investors, policymakers, and purchasers with data to make informed decisions that integrate climate and nature into the center of the business. So let's start with the importance of climate and nature on a global level in terms of Latin America's role. In particular, we know that COP on nature coming to the region this year and on climate next year. So a major global focus on this region of the world. Why is it so important for companies to disclose data on climate and nature for us to achieve the Paris Agreement and global biodiversity framework?
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today, sharing ideas and thoughts about this very important subject for us and for the next generations. Simon, as we have a very short time, I brought some notes because if I don't follow my notes, I will stay here for 1 hour and everybody will sleep and I will stay here speaking.
I would be the same, so I think it's good we both have iPads up here.
All right. I love the expression, we don't have a plan B because we don't have a planet B. We have just one planet. So in our view, we all need to work together to deliver the sustainability global goals, and the disclosure of high quality data is critical for that. I consider high quality data essential not only for capital markets, but for companies, for governments, and the population overall. I can't see good public policies without data. All public policies should be underpinned on good quality data. For companies like Klabin, for example, good data is essential to manage the risks. With good data, we are able to understand the risks and the opportunities, because we talk a lot about risks, but of course we have also opportunities. So everything starts with good data, high quality data, to understand and then to manage the risks and try to leverage the opportunities. I think in Klabin, we try to align our long-term history in sustainability in best practice with good data. In 2021, we launched our ESG panel, where we present Klabin commitments, goals, KPIs, and accountability for all sustainability-related financing, such as green bonds, sustainability-linked bonds. Also, Klabin has been reporting our results based on the main frameworks, such as CDP, TCFD, SASB, and others.
Excellent. Well, I'm really glad that you led with the importance of data. CDP obviously is the heart of environmental data, and that's critical to businesses, it's critical to capital markets, but I'm glad you also mentioned policy there, because the data that CDP collects allows us to also inform effective policy that aligns with what's possible from a business perspective. But I think I would love to dig in on the connection of climate and nature, and maybe the sort of missed opportunities and the risks that companies may be blind to. For Klabin, I know this is something that's really important to have that holistic and integrated thinking. What's the risk of addressing climate change in isolation? What opportunities might businesses be missing out on, as you talked about the opportunity side as well, if they're not thinking about issues like biodiversity or deforestation or water security alongside climate change?
A great question. Looking only on climate change in isolation leaves organization exposed for several risks. We really do believe that. Climate change is just one aspect of a broader environmental and social challenges. Ignoring other factors such as biodiversity loss, and in Brazil, biodiversity it's very important. Everybody knows. Water scarcity, water is a challenge for the world. We are not looking for that, but water could be a very problem for the world. And the social inequality, of course, here we have a big problem in social inequality, but we have this problem in many parts of the world, including in rich countries, can result in an incomplete assessment of risks. I think stakeholders expect organizations, private organizations, governments, and the others to address a wide range of environmental and social issues, not just climate change. I think data can be very useful to mitigate those risks. I try to organize my way that I see how data can mitigate those risks in three main ways. The first is analyze multiple environmental and social indicators, enable organizations to gain a comprehensive understand, a broader understand of risks beyond climate change. With this information, the companies will be able to create a robust risk management. And risk management is something very important for all companies, for capital markets, and so on. Second way, the data analytics can be used to develop early warning systems. I mean, companies will understand early the risks, then they will be able to mitigate in a proactive way those risks. And the third way, the transparent reporting enhances stakeholders' engagement and trust. And the trust, it's very important for all companies. Providing stakeholders with access to reliable data on sustainability performance, organizations demonstrate their commitment to transparency and accountability, mitigating reputational risks and building trust with investors, customers, and communities.
Wonderful. And many companies are effectuating or trying to achieve that. But certainly at Klabin, as a triple A list company, I think you've embodied some of those three aspects you mentioned. We have many folks in the room, but also many more online who are at various stages in their reporting journeys and their sustainability journeys. How have you been so successful at Klabin in bringing climate and nature together holistically?
Achieving a AAA rating with CDP for 3 consecutive years is the result of a long-standing commitment to sustainability. Probably you don't know, but Klabin is celebrating 125 years, so Klabin has more than 10 years of history, and sustainability was always an important topic for the company, even before the word sustainability existed. I could stay here for 1 hour giving some examples of the history of Klabin sustainability, but I think this is not the idea. And for us, it's impossible to separate these subjects. We need to have always a holistic view about the nature. We always seek an integrated approach in our sustainability agenda. A good example is our 2030 plan, an initiative aimed to align Klabin's operations and strategies with the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. This involves integrating sustainability principles across all areas of the company's operation, include environmental, social, and economic aspects. Another thing very important for Klabin was our experience with CDP and the other frameworks. Klabin considered those frameworks as a development opportunity, and it has yielded excellent results for Klabin. We currently have more than 100 talented people working in our ESG team, which is a proof of how the company prioritize this agenda. Also, something that I consider very important for companies is the alignment with the executives team. Starting 2022, all Klabin executives' individual global goals included a sustainability index. I mean, the bonus of the executives team is related to ESG indicators. This index comprises a set of targets related to the company's key sustainability targets, selected at the beginning of each year based on the key challenges for progresses during that period. This practice is mandatory for the company's officers and managers and includes environmental, safety, diversity, and community engagement indicators. To end my answer, we really do believe in Klabin that sustainability it's a journey, and we have always space to improve.
Well, it's amazing how quickly time can go. I think we only have about a minute left. So my last question to you actually is going to dig in a little bit to your role as an executive and some of the decisions that you're making as a chief financial officer. And I think it's great to have a chief financial officer here at an event on climate and nature, because I'm interested to hear how you're thinking about investment in financial decisions and bringing climate and nature data into those as an executive, as someone who's responsible for the financial position of Klabin.
We always try to connect the strategy of the company with the data related to the nature, because as I said before, this is a risk management, but also this is an opportunity to leverage sometimes the business of the company. Just to give a concrete example, the most important competitive advantage of Klabin is the forests. Our forest is located in Paraná and Santa Catarina state in the south of Brazil. We have the highest productivity in the world. I think it's easy for everybody to understand the connection between the productivity of the forestry with the water, the biodiversity, and the nature as a whole. Consider that Klabin has an integrated business model. I mean, we planting our forestry, then we produce pulp. With this pulp, we produce paper, then we produce packaging made from paper. So everything starts in the forestry. The productivity of the forestry will allow the company to be very competitive. In the end of the day, this is present in our current results and will be the driver for future investment decisions. Another good example, Klabin has been investing in the last couple of years in products to reduce the water consumption, the fossil fuels, and to reduce the waste sent to landfills. All these initiatives combine value creation in a very financial way with good externalities. Klabin always pay attention with externalities. We try to mitigate and to reduce negative externalities, and we try to leverage positive externalities. We also have an internal price for CO2 emissions. All products are evaluated considering the CO2 emissions and the externalities. Sometimes we don't see other companies looking for externalities, but we do believe that considering the long term, this is essential for the companies. And just to conclude my answer, I think the time is over. We have been monetizing our history of sustainability efforts by issuing green financing, such as green bonds, sustainability-linked bonds. I would like to highlight that the sustainability-linked bond of Klabin was the first in the world considering a target related to biodiversity, and the other loans linked to a sustainability goal. In the end of March, 34% of our total debt was classified as green, and the Klabin will keep growing this number in the future.
Incredible, and it's great to see that linkage of finance and nature and climate. So please, a huge round of applause to Mr. Marcos Ivo from Klabin. And with that, I'll hand it back over to Joyce. Thank you so much.
Thank you.